Deb Colitas here, Valley Fruits and Veggies. Welcome to my kitchen. I get asked every day out in the field what is the best way to prep, save, freeze, eat, anything having to do with strawberries. We're asked it. So hopefully in this couple-minute video, I can show you a couple of secrets that I have found, because we pick a lot of berries during our 3 to 4 week season, but we really don't have time to process them into the yummy jam and other things until later on. So we do a lot of different chopping and washing and freezing and saving in different ways. So hopefully my tips to you will help you in your process of what's going on in your home. I don't ever get tired of this. Right all the way through. All right, I digress. So in our family, what we have done with our Sure Gel when we purchase it, we pretty much take the equivalent of the cooked recipe of 1 box to 2 quarts of fruit. We've used 5 cups of berries mashed to put into the recipe, and that seems to be a very nice ratio to get the correct gelling of the actual jelly and jam for you at the end. Now with my masher, I'm just going to simply start going up and down. And for jam, it's totally up to you. How mashed do you want your berry? All right, so here we are. We have cut the berries, tops off, we've washed the berries, we've mashed the berries. Now it's time to measure the berries into our handy dandy labeled Ziploc bag. So this is how we do it. 5 level scoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and can we make it, my friends? Oh, so close. That in a jam recipe, unfortunately, doesn't quite count as a full 5 scoops. So let me mash up a couple more berries. All right, here's 6 more berries, all washed. Let's mash them a little bit. Let's get the last cup of berries. And awesome. That fills it up. So now that we have our bag of berries, we want to get as much air out as possible so that we don't get freezer burn. So I start at the bottom and I'm gently tapping it upwards to get these air bubbles as up as possible. Put it in the freezer. Let's go. Now that we're through our jelly and jamming preparation and that's in the freezer, let's talk about the whole berry. Very often people bring them home and then they say, oh, they only lasted 2 to 3 days. It's a strawberry, people. It's only gonna last 2 to 3 days. There is no magic out there that is gonna preserve it guaranteed past that point, because you are buying a fresh product. These are not a Driscoll's berry or other company that has bred a strawberry plant that its durability is meant to last extra days and to be shipped thousands of miles, and then you bite into it and you're like, oh, why did I pay so much for this berry? So the best thing to do is when you bring it home, either leave it out on your counter without washing it, or wash it and then begin the preparations of what you're going to do to use it. If you're going to be putting it in the refrigerator, that's okay as well. But again, don't wash it until you're absolutely ready to be using it for what you need it for. The whole berry and nothing but the berry. After we had washed the berries before mashing them for our jam bag, it wasn't important to dry them off because the water and the mush and everything was going all together. But now, because we want our berries to freeze separately, it's important to dry them out. So I've washed them and now we're gonna lay them out on a paper towel to just get some of that extra moisture. I don't go obsessive over them or anything, but I want to get the majority of the extra water off. Now comes your choice, parchment paper or wax paper. It really doesn't matter as long as it's a paper that you can put in the freezer and your berries are not going to stick to them after they're frozen. I'm going to go with parchment paper today. I have my sheet pan chosen for freezing at a size that I know is going to fit in my freezer. So please try it out first before you get to this point, or else you're going to be switching pans and it's just extra effort for yourself. Make sure it's a nice even layer. If they're stacking too much on one another, then they are going to freeze together. So you kind of want to give it enough space so they're not competing for the space. Slight touching can be just fine, as you'll be able to break them apart like an ice cube tray. Off to the freezer. Tucking in our strawberries for the night. Here we go. There you have it, my friends, the 2 easy ways to get either mushed berries or whole berries into your freezer for your enjoyment. We'll check back in tomorrow morning to see how everything is frozen solid. In the meantime, you can see the whole time that I have some dishes to do. It's 9:30 at night. The farm opens tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So I'm gonna go and finish up my evening. I hope you have a good evening too. So here we are, about 11 hours since everything was put in the freezer last night. I want to first show you what happens to the 5 cups frozen. As you can see, I laid it flat, and this makes it great because then as I process more berries over the next week, I can stack it on up and it works wonderfully. So to go from here to here, well, that's up to you. But remember that Sure-Gel, anything with the pectin in it, you're gonna do great. Just follow the directions precisely and you'll be golden. I do not have enough room to store over 100 jars because we go through about 2 jars of strawberry jam a week in our house, go figure. So it's great that I freeze it because this then makes multiple jars. Above all, this is a great space saver. Let's check on the strawberries in the freezer. So these are all as hard as a rock, and that's wonderful because that's exactly what we need. You can hear them even drop. Our beautiful strawberries. You can hear that they're frozen solid. So I lift from the bottom. As you can see, they're coming right off from the parchment paper. And I already have my pre-labeled bag ready to go with the date and frozen berries. So let's pack these up. I really hope that these tips in this short video has helped you with your berries so that they will last you all year long. Fresh berries, there's no taste like it. So please comment below, submit your questions so maybe we can create another video that caters to you. But like our Facebook page, definitely like our channel here on YouTube. Deb Colitas here, and you have a wonderful day.